Good morning, Mike. Thank you so much for the information you put over. Very grateful for it. And you're absolutely right. We are pre-roth. And the Apostle Paul was under inspiration. And it's really good information. Thank you. Now, what I wanted to show you is how that fits in, because if you remember the tribulation in verse 15, the abomination of desolation, then Jesus said in verse 29 that immediately after that tribulation, the sign of the Son of Man would appear in heaven, and all the tribes of the earth will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send forth his angels with a great trumpet. That's the trumpet that the Apostle Paul said in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 16, to gather his elect from the four winds. That is after the 1,335 days. Now notice this. Right. 36. But of that day and hour nobody knows, not even the angels, and in the original language it says nor the Son, but the Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so the coming of the Son of Man would be. Now this is the coming of the Son of Man. In verse 30, the sign of the Son of Man, it says, they'll all mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming. Now, he comes to collect the elect, pre-roth. And then it says, they're all eating and drinking and taking no note. Now that's significant, eating, drinking, having a good time, because the tribulation is for the Christians or the elect, where the rest of the world is, it's seeming not to be of any consequence to them. Now there's a reason why, and we can talk about that another time. But it says, Jesus said, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and they didn't take any note until the flood came and took them all away. So the coming of the Son of Man will be. So when Noah was built, he built the ark, and then he entered the ark. The rest of the people did not take any note. And then the flood came, lifted up the ark, and took Noah away safely. The rest was abandoned to the wrath of God, and they all died. And that's what Jesus said. He says, then 2 men will be in a field, one will be taken. That's up in the rapture. When the Son of Man comes, he's going to send forth his angels with that trumpet and gather all. Now that's one man. Wait a minute. 2 men will be in the field. One will be taken. The other left or abandoned to the wrath of God. And then he said if we'd known on what hour he was coming, we would have been ready. And it's important that we are ready. And that's why the Apostle Paul said, we're not in darkness. Right, I wanted to show you, just very briefly, Genesis 7, the flood account. It says that Noah was instructed that a flood was coming, and he was ready for it. That's where we need to be, ready. And then Right. And in verse 4, and after 7 more days I will cause it to rain on the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and I will destroy from the face of the earth all living things. This is the wrath of God. So, in Matthew, you see, the tribulation saints are protected and taken up into the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, because the day of his wrath has come. And it starts when everybody sees the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, and having witnessed the tribulation saints go up into the clouds to meet the Lord. They're left behind to the wrath. Nobody escapes the wrath that's left on the earth. You mentioned 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, about 1 to 15, I think you mentioned. I'm going to do another little video on that, because that piece is also in Matthew chapter 24. It's just recognizing it. Thanks, Mike. I really do appreciate you, because you're talking to me and we can work out scripture. It's fantastic. Now, there's a little bit more in Matthew chapter 24 as he went on from the account of Noah, and it's important for us because it applies to us. I'm not going to explain it, it's self-explanatory. Read on and see what you think, because we've got a great responsibility, and we're supposed to be alert, and we're supposed to help one another to be alert for that day coming. Well, there's a little bit of encouragement in there for us all. Thanks, Mike. I'm going to send this to you. We are pre-roth, but not pre-tribulation. Bye for now.